Hello my scrapping friends. Today I want to share with you an idea that's continuing on that I showed sometime last year of using your scraps, and we've created the circle, and I think I've done the square, and these are the couple that I did last year to bring back some memories of what I did and what I'm talking about. It's all about using up your scrap pieces and using one of our CCC, shapes. And I've done the circle. I've also created a square layout, as I mentioned, and this was last year in Use Your Scraps. And today I want to show you the similar technique, but using our biggest heart. And I've done that. I haven't completed the layout, but I just wanted to show you basically how effective that is. And I've used the Sweet Summer paper pack and a eggplant cardstock. So today I'm going to show you how I created that, and I'm going to be using some leftover pieces from our Totally Tonals from last quarter. Which I think it was the first quarter actually, Island Waters, and I've just pulled out all the scrap little pieces that I had that belong to that same collection. So to start off with, I'm going to bring in my trimmer and I'm going to trim my Island Water cardstock to 11.5 by 11.5. So I'm taking 1/2 inch off one side, just turning it, and then taking 1/2 inch off the other side. So I think it might be 11, yeah, 11.5 by 11.5. So the next thing that I want to do is I've got a lighter piece of the Island Waters paper. So I'm just lining it up, and I'm going to bring in my Jumbo Heart, just bringing back into this layout. So as you can see, when I've placed my heart down on this one, I've sort of like angled a little bit, or you can put it straight. So depending on how you want your heart sitting on your page, you might want to have it angled this way, that way, or you might just want to have it straight in the middle. So now we're going to cut our little strips to do our flags. I've got all my little pieces here, and I have got some 1/width strips already cut. I'm not going to do them differently. I thought that it'd be best just to do them 1/width. The length, you don't want it any more than that length, which is probably 2 1/4, but even 1.5 be enough. It all depends on how far you want it to poke out. But with the heart one that I did, I only did them all 1 inch width. And as I said about the length, you're not going to see the length because that's going to be on the back of your heart. So I'm just cutting a couple more strips. Just going through to see what I have and what I haven't got. So I'm going to do a couple of these ones. And also remember that your paper is double-sided. So you've got 2 different designs to work from. So on one of the previously other ones that I did them, like different widths. So I think that might have been 1.5, like you got a half, you got an inch, you got 3/4, which made it effective and made it look a little bit different. But when I completed the heart one, I did them all 1 inch wide. The length didn't matter because you're not going to see that, as I said, because that's going to be behind your heart. So if you wish to do different lengths, if you've got different strips that a like 1/2 inch or 3/4, that would work also. So now I'm just going to fold them over and then make a point like a flag. So I'm just going to do a couple of them. And then what I'll do is I'll go offline because this is very time consuming, and I'll come back on with my completed page with the heart, and then we'll go on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it over to see how far that I do want that out. So I don't think I want any further than that. And then I'm just going to slightly overlap them, because I mean you are going around like a curved edge, so you're not going to be able to put them all straight. Might put this one down here. So as you can see that I've overlapped them. I don't think I would go any further than that. I'll probably go in a little bit more on some of them. So I'm going to go offline now, and I'll come back when I've completed my flags around my heart, and we'll go on to our next step. So now that I've completed the little flags on my heart, and as you can see, turning it over, how effective that looks. And I've gone out, overlapped them a little bit, and as you can see on the back, with my length and everything like that, it doesn't really matter how long they are, because that's going to be covered. You just got to worry about and making sure that your technique and your patterns on the front actually combine and match. And then once you bring in your base page, and how effective that is and how well that stands out. So now I'm going to be using a little bit of the tape runner, just going over those overlapping pieces, just to secure them down. I mean, we did use the Repo tape, and that is really good, so that will stick. Just a couple of bits in the middle. So now with my base page, you know, like you can have your heart centered. You might want to angle it a bit and put it on the side. So either way, more up the top, more down the bottom. On this one, I did do a slight of an angle. So I'm thinking that I probably do about the same. So I might have that up like so, and maybe have like a journaling or do something down the bottom here. I'm not quite sure yet. So I'm just going to have that on an angle. So I'm just going to adhere that down. So on my other ones that I did do, I used like a laser, you know, like strip or something like that. With the Sweet Summer, you do have the stickers, and you have these border stickers, and then you come to the embellishments and you have these gorgeous wavy embellishments here also. So I'm thinking that I might put something like that down the bottom. I'm not quite sure yet, but when I come back to the Totally Tonals, they don't have any border strips at all. It's mainly, you know, like just your titles and some wording, etc. for that. So if I decide to do something like that on this one, I would probably, you know, use some border punch and doing it in a different color. That's going to enhance my layout. So I'll work on these layouts, and then I'll come back and I'll show you my completed layout that I decide to do. Also, you know, in photo wise, you can have one photo in the middle if you like of your heart, which, you know, then we have the other sizes of our heart, so you might want to cut out a different size heart. I'll just grab mine. So you have the bigger heart, and then you have the small heart, and this heart here will fit on a 6x4 photo. So you might want to have a couple of them and then back them with another piece of cardstock or designer paper. If you decide to use this size heart, you would have to go then a bigger photo, and you can also, you know, add a photo of that heart in the middle of that, which fits nicely in there. And it's the same thing, you know, with this one here. You could do exactly the same sort of thing. You could have two small heart photos, or you can have just that one big photo. It's, you know, like, it's depending on you, or you might want to have maybe two 4x4s or two 6x4s. You know, like, in that way, the options of photo sizing is endless. And, you know, and why not go a little bit different? You're making a heart layout to a heart photo and then backing it. So you cut your photo with the red blade, and then you would enhance that on a mat, and you could use your blue or your green blades. So I'll work on my layouts and decide which I'm going to do on them, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. Welcome back. I completed the layout, and what I did was I placed my heart down on the angle, and then I've just used the Totally Tonals Island Waters stickers. So I've put some flag stickers up there, which will combine with the flags behind the heart. I've put in two photos, and they were measuring at 3 3/4 by 4, and then I put them on the mat measures 4 1/4 by 4 inches, and then I've just added those few extra stickers to add to the layout. So I don't think that I would do anything else to that one. And then on the other one, the one that I used for the Sweet Summer, I ended up using one of our sticker strips, and I've placed that in the middle. I've actually used two of them. So I've actually used the wavy water plus the umbrellas and the sun. And then these two are from our designer paper, and they were like little titles you had on the back of the designer paper. I've decided to put one photo in there, and that is the photo using our small heart. And for the photo size, I used this one with the red blade, and I matted it with a blue blade, and that just fit it perfectly in that heart. And then I've used some embellishments and stickers to complete that layout. So as you can see, when you're going from looking at both of these, they do look similar, but the colours and with the flags behind the heart really make the page and the layout. So when I did the Sweet Summer one, I had extra photos with this, with my grandchildren. So I've decided to do a double page spread. And when I've done that double page spread, I've ended up doing an extra heart element down in the bottom right hand corner, and I've cut the heart out in a blue blade, and then I've done exactly the same thing with the flagging behind the heart, as you can see. And I've also made that 1.5 inch frame, so I have had the paper to cut out the heart with that. So putting these both layouts together, and then I've put that strip, exactly the same thing on the left hand side, you know, matching the right side of the page. And then I've added those extra photos on this page layout, which all go together. So as you can see, you know, like doing two different elements of the heart in two different sizes actually makes a beautiful layout. So I hope you've all enjoyed my video today on continuing on using up your scraps, and this one is using the heart. And you can go back and have a look at my other two videos that I've completed doing a jumbo circle or the square. So please remember, subscribe and like my channel. Give me some love. drop me a line if you have any queries or questions, and I can get back to you. Happy scrapping, everyone.